Can you describe a situation where you went into a hearing, a sentencing hearing, with one idea of what you were going to impose and received an allocution at the hearing that caused you to reassess either upwards or downwards at the hearing itself?
And so obviously you and I have had this scheduled for a little while, so I've been thinking about those precise issues. Literally this week, I had one where I upwardly varied over what I thought I was going to give when I walked in. I told my staff I was going to give one thing, and I ended up giving an additional 40 months. It was a child pornography distribution and production case. And I ask a series of questions when we walk in about the guidelines, because that's the first thing I'm supposed to calculate. And so I asked the defendant, have you had an opportunity to review the PSR? And he said, yeah. But from the get-go, it was a negative impression. So most people understand that federal judges are given an enormous amount of respect. Deserved or not is not the question, but that's what we're used to. We're given an enormous amount of respect, and people stand when we walk in the room, and we're yes, sir, and no, sir, and I try to do the same, yes, sir, and no, sir, to people. So from that very beginning, if that's off, if people aren't treating everybody with respect, then that hurts somebody. And an allocution is an opportunity for somebody to say, I've recognized what I've done is wrong, and here's how I'm going to try to make amends to my victims, and how I'm going to try to make amends in the future and change my life path. And so if you don't do that, then you're missing out on a piece of advocacy that is essential to the case. You have a constitutional right to it. And everybody has an opportunity to talk. And so if you don't take advantage of that, it's missing, right? So it's this important part of what we expect in a sentencing that's missing. And so I've seen lots of times where somebody, and each judge is different too, right? So you got to know your judge. And in knowing your judge, knowing their background, talking to your lawyer about it, talking to guys that you maybe meet in the jail, but almost none of those guys, if it's pre-sentencing, will have been sentenced. They've been sentenced and then moved out. So getting to know a little bit about your judge is helpful, and then understanding that, okay, I can come in and if I'm genuine and I really have tried to figure out what I did and how I got here and the things I can do to address that, I vary down really. I vary downly when I truly can understand somebody's situation and take kind of that anger out of the equation. And you take anger. Lawyers some of them are really good about, okay, Judge, we know this was horrible. We're giving it to you. This particular action was horrible, but let's put it in perspective. Don't diminish the bad thing that was done, but try to put it in perspective.